Retro to future Christmas and New Year cars. Welcome to our Ultimate Car Collection Showcase. Today we're diving into some of the most exciting cars perfect for the holiday season. Now I know what you're thinking. Cars and holidays, what's this bloke on about? Well, you see, some people, the sane ones, they think about turkeys and reindeer and all that sentimental rubbish, but not us. We appreciate the finer things in life, like a finely tuned engine purring like a contented badger on Boxing Day. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a festive car journey that'll leave you wanting to trade in your sleigh for something with a bit more horsepower. Now picture this, Christmas morning, snow gently falling, and you're pulling up to the family gathering in something that makes Santa's sleigh look like a rusty old shopping trolley. Forget reindeer, we're talking about a classic Rolls-Royce decked out in enough Christmas lights to rival the Blackpool illuminations. You see, Christmas is a time for indulgence, and what says indulgence more than a car that oozes luxury and class? And it's not just about the looks. Oh no, these Christmas cruisers are all about the experience. Imagine sinking into those plush leather seats, the smell of pine needles from the air freshener, and a roaring fire crackling away on the infotainment system. It's enough to make even Scrooge crack a smile. Of course, no Christmas cruiser would be complete without a boot overflowing with presents. But we're not talking about your average stocking fillers here. We're talking top-of-the-range gadgets, designer clothes, and maybe even a vintage bottle of port for good measure. So if you want to arrive at your Christmas celebrations in style and make a statement that says, "I've had a bloody good year," then forget the reindeer and get yourself a proper Christmas cruiser. Right, enough with the sentimentality. Christmas is over, the leftovers are dwindling, and it's time to usher in the new year with a bang. And what better way to do that than with a car that screams out with the old and in with the new? Forget the old banger you've been nursing through another year. We're talking about the sleekest, most futuristic machines on the planet. Think Teslas with enough gadgetry to launch a space mission, or maybe a hybrid supercar that can outrun a cheetah while sipping fuel like a nun at a communion wine tasting. These New Year's machines are all about making a statement. They're about embracing the future, pushing boundaries, and leaving the past in the dust, preferably with a satisfying roar of the engine. So, ditch the resolutions and forget about dry January. This new year, treat yourself to a car that's as bold and exciting as your ambitions for the year ahead. Now, I know what you youngsters are thinking. Old cars, they're slow, smelly, and about as reliable as a politician's promise. Well, in your defense, you're not entirely wrong. But you're missing the point. See, driving a classic car isn't about practicality, it's about passion. It's about connecting with a time when cars were more than just machines. They were works of art. Take the Jaguar E-Type, for example. That, my friends, is not just a car, it's a sculpture on wheels. Enzo Ferrari himself called it the most beautiful car ever made, and who am I to argue with a man who practically invented speed? But it's not just about looks. Driving a classic is an experience that modern cars can't replicate. It's the feeling of the wind in your hair, because let's face it, the air conditioning probably doesn't work. The smell of leather and gasoline, and the satisfying click of the gear changes. So if you're tired of the soulless perfection of modern cars, take a step back in time and experience the raw, unfiltered joy of driving a classic. Just make sure you've got a good mechanic on speed dial. Now, if classic cars are a nostalgic nod to the past, then prototype cars are a thrilling glimpse into the future. These are the cars that push the boundaries of what's possible, packed with more technology than a spaceship, and designs that look like they've driven straight out of a science fiction film. We're talking about cars that can drive themselves, cars that run on nothing but sunshine, and cars that can change shape faster than a chameleon on a rainbow. These aren't just cars, they're rolling laboratories, test beds for the technologies that will shape the future of transportation. Now, I'll admit, some of these prototypes might look a bit outlandish. Some might even say they're a bit daft. But you know what? I'd rather have a car that looks like a spaceship than another boring SUV that blends in with every other car on the road. So if you're tired of the mundane and want a taste of what the future holds, keep your eyes peeled for these prototypes. They're a reminder that the automotive world is constantly evolving, and the future of driving is going to be anything but boring. Well, there you have it, our whirlwind tour of the most exciting cars for the holiday season, from classic cruisers to futuristic fantasies. Whether you prefer your cars vintage or cutting edge, there's one thing we can all agree on. Cars are more than just a way to get from A to B. They're an extension of our personalities, a reflection of our passions, and a source of endless fascination. So this holiday season, don't just settle for a boring old pair of socks or a fruitcake that's harder than a cricket ball. Treat yourself to something special, something that gets your heart racing, your pulse pounding, and your inner petrol head doing donuts of joy. Thanks for joining us on this festive car journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite holiday car in the comments below. Happy holidays!